Okay, the Sacramento Kings free agency and offseason is basically over, unless they have some more trades, small trades they want to do. But today on what episode is it actually? It is episode 36 of the Small Ball Podcast. Lately I've been doing a lot of breakdowns and stuff, because that's been something I more want to do than actual podcast stuff, but sometimes I really want to do actual podcasts, so here we are today, me wanting to record another podcast. So yes, we're at episode 36. We've been talking about the offseason, what the Kings did in free agency. It's a little late, I know, and I'm kind of going to break down why they did this, and what the Kings have possibly planned to do with any more trades they want to do, or just a whole bunch of King stuff in general. So this will be more of a longer episode to kind of just listen to. So okay, so first thing I want to talk about is the Kings free agency. So the Kings re-signed Domantas Sabonis. He still had, I think, 2 more years left, but they re-signed him for another 5. So so he's going to be here for hopefully 7 more years, which will be amazing. We also re-signed Trey Lyles on a 2-year deal. We re-signed Harrison Barnes. So those were the 3 big re-signs we did. And the ones we let go was we traded Rashawn Holmes for cap space, and we let Shemezi Metu sign up the Suns. So those 3 are really big signings for the Kings, because they really contributed a whole lot last season, especially Sabonis, Trey Lyles. I mean, all 3 of them in their own way really helped out a lot. Harrison Barnes was really the backbone, the veteran that kind of kept everyone together, and positive vibes in the locker room. He's just a good teammate, and he could get buckets. So he's one of those players that I think every single team needs, and I'm glad we re-signed him. Trey Lyles, he did a great job last year. He usually isn't a huge player in his past. I think, let me pull up what he averaged. I'm pretty sure he averaged 7 points, 36% from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and half a steal. So not the best stats last season, but he did do good with the amount of minutes he got, which was only 16 per game, and he kind of had that dog in him almost every game. I think he got in like 3 fights, which isn't good, but that's to show that the Kings don't mess around, you know? And so I'm glad we re-signed him, and I'm happy to see him back for next season. And yeah, and Sabonis, of course, he's our second best player on the team. I still think De'Aaron's the best, but it was a given to give him another 5 more years. Okay, now the people we signed Sasha Vezenkov. I think that's how you say his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we also signed Chris Duarte like a couple days ago. So Sasha, I don't know a whole bunch about him. I know he was the EuroLeague MVP. He just got back in Sacramento, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. He was there with the Summer League guys, and it was cool to see him with the team and kind of build that chemistry before the season starts. So that's all I have on Sasha. I don't know a whole bunch about him. And we also signed Chris Duarte. I really like this signing because we won't have Terrence Davis. I don't think we'll have Terrence Davis, and he was our backup shooting guard, I believe, and he'll be a really great person to come off the bench. I'm pretty sure he averaged around 40% from 3. I remember he was a great 3-point shooter, and he could really just get some buckets, and he's just a good player around, which we need players like that, especially off the bench for the Kings, because I think some nights that's what kept us from losing is bench production, and some games it was the opposite. So to have someone more consistent on the bench is really helpful. He averaged 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and he was 36% from the field, which isn't the best, but it's still, I mean, it's all right. But, and yeah, like around 40% from 3. So I'm really happy with this signing. He seems happy to be in Sacramento and happy to light the beam, so he'll be a good fit for the Kings. Okay, he didn't shoot around 40%, only 31%. So, but he's still young, so he has some room to grow. He's 23. Yeah, he's 23, so he's still young. So he has some time to improve, and this is a great place for him to do that. In Sacramento. So I'm excited. I think the Kings had a sneakily good free agency. They did a good job acquiring players we need. Okay, and another thing I would like to talk about is the new NBA mid-season tournament. So it's kind of still a little confusing to me. I don't know a whole lot about it yet, but I know is that there's I think there's 4 different conferences, and the Kings were in the C group, which is apparently the hardest one. It doesn't look hard at all, but apparently it is. I think we play the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Spurs. It's kind of difficult, but I feel like we can make out of it easily. And so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't think players will like it at first, but it's to give like some more entertainment throughout the season and to have other teams compete for something other than the Larry O'Brien Trophy. So there's more than just one winner at the end of the season. I don't know. The whole thing's kind of still confusing, but I feel like I think I will like it because it's basically the playoffs, but sooner, and it's in addition to the playoffs. So, and what I also like is that it counts to the regular season games. So it's like if you win a game in there, it counts to like your normal standings. So it's definitely gonna be interesting and different. The trophy looks all right, and I think there's prize money for like each player on the team or something. It's gonna be fun to watch, but I don't know how players will like it. So it's gonna be interesting. But let me know what you guys think about the in-season tournament starting up this next season, if any of you guys are still listening at this point. So make sure to put down a little below in the comments, or comment on another video if it doesn't work, on who you think will how do you think that'll go, and what do you think, what are your thoughts in general on the in-season tournament. And I also want to talk about the expansion teams. Actually, the in-season tournament is not going to be in the normal NBA stadiums. It's going to be in courts in Las Vegas. I think in the Summer League courts. I think they're going to transform those into something. I don't know. But, yeah, and I want to talk about expansion teams because they said they'd be talking about that. Adam Silver talked about that with ESPN's Shaq, Charles Barkley, and others, etc. He talked about what there is to be in the future in the NBA, and they'll possibly be adding some expansion teams when they get their TV deal done, because it's almost expiring with ESPN and like ABC 10, so they have to finalize those, and then they'll start thinking about expansion teams. And the two, I think everyone thinks this, that will possibly get expansion teams are is Las Vegas and Seattle, because both of those cities, Seattle really wants they want a team back real bad, and it seems like it would be good for that city and that area. And Las Vegas, because there's now the Raiders moved over there, the A's moved over there, they have a hockey team over there, so all and a WNBA team. So all they're really missing is just an NBA team. So it just makes sense for an NBA team to be added to that area. So yeah, I've never been around. I haven't lived long enough to experience a team being added. So it's gonna be interesting with the whole if teams get added to that, there'll be like a whole expansion draft, and you'll have to pick players and stuff. It's gonna be a whole thing. But yeah, I would like it to happen to maybe at least one team to just see how the process is. And I think it would be cool for the league, and I think it would just be a good thing in general, because they haven't added a team in it seems like forever. They've just moved teams to certain places, so that might mean they have to get rid of a franchise. Honestly, I don't really know. It's all kind of mysterious for me, but yeah. What did we talk about today? We talked about the re-signs. We talked about free agency. We talked about the in-season tournament, and we talked about that was it. So that's gonna be it for today's quick little episode. If you guys want more actual podcast videos, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, then dislike it. That's okay. And I'll see you guys on episode 37, which I will make an episode 37 in probably this next week or so. And yep, I'll see you guys on episode 37.